salty Gulf Coast to the rolling high plains, to the piney woods in the east. All across our dear Texas, folks need good food to eat. Our farmers and ranchers are heroes. They've always made Texas great. Texas agriculture matters. It's the heart of the Lone Star State. Oh, Texas got it all, y'all.
Well, howdy, neighbors. I'm your Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters right here on RFD TV. Today, we're going to talk about Texas Agriculture Education and Heritage Center and the Agricultural Museum and Art Center. Both centers are working to preserve our agriculture heritage here in Texas. Now, the Texas Agriculture Education and Heritage Center, it's a non-profit organization. It was founded in 2003. Their mission is to educate the public, especially young people, about the importance of agriculture and to promote the heritage of farming and ranching. A day-to-day basis includes teaching the public and children where their food and fiber comes from and inviting students to take field trips to the center. The center also operates as a tourist attraction. Now that brings people from Texas and even beyond, making our state's history and heritage known across the country. The center also has a facility called the Big Red Barn, which houses collections from antique farms, ranches, and household equipment. The property is rented for all kinds of special events like meetings or weddings, birthdays, and other stuff. The Agriculture Museum and Art Center was founded in 1986, and it's also a non-profit organization. It used to be only a museum with a collection of antique farm equipment to preserve agriculture history. Since then, though, its mission has evolved, and the mission now also functions as an art center, offering classes and hosting events such as blacksmithing and pumpkin patches for visitors to immerse themselves in, and broader spectrum of all things agriculture. Now, hey, let's follow Tammy Arnder to the Big Red Barn as she learns more about preserving our state's heritage and our history. It's just another way Texas agriculture matters.
About 52 miles southwest of Austin, you'll see a Big Red Barn. And this just isn't any barn. It's the Texas Agricultural Education and Heritage Center.
And our mission is to educate the public, especially little children, about agriculture, ranching, Texas heritage. In the spring, we bring children pre-K up to about second grade out to visit with us. This past spring, I had over 1,000 kids. In the fall, we focus on fourth graders. We use fourth grade materials. And throughout the year, I have private tours as well.
So we have 4 different types of land surfaces.
The students are taught about everything from soils and water conservation to dairy farming and crop production.
Said, maybe, what do you think I could use it for?
Larry McKee comes to the center to volunteer his time. He's with Texas Farm Bureau and he's a rancher. He knows the importance of teaching the next generation about where their food and clothing come from.
Teaching kids about where our food and agriculture, about what all the clothes they wear, all of that, where it all comes from. A lot of kids have no idea where their food comes from except the grocery store. Have no idea how it gets there.
Without volunteers, I will tell you, the volunteers in this community are amazing. Without volunteers, we could not do any of this.
Kay Willman is the center's manager. She oversees the operation on this working farm in Guadalupe County. It's land that's been farmed since the 1850s. This educational center was gifted to the community by a local family who wanted to make sure the heritage of Texas farming and ranching would never be forgotten.
The family that started this were the Bartoskowitz, Wilfred and Betty Lou Bartoskowitz. Betty Lou has since passed away. In the early 2000s, maybe a little earlier than that, they had a vision that they wanted a place where they could keep agriculture alive And the best way to do that is to teach children, the upcoming generations.
Thousands of people of all ages come to visit and learn. Even though this area is predominantly agriculture, many of these kids who walk through the doors have never been on a farm or ranch.
So many of these children they're living in subdivisions or they're at urban areas, and some of them never seen a cow, okay? They've never seen a little calf. They don't know that necessarily that butter comes from your milk. There have been times when we teach inside with the dairy that we will shake cream and bake butter and allow them to taste that so that they know that came directly from that cow.
They also learn a lot about basic gardening from volunteers like Janice Nobles.
I think it'll hold them in good stead, and if they learn young and they discover the joys of gardening and growing their own food, that's just a good life skill.
And in the gardening area, we teach them about plants, how to take care of plants, where your food comes from. We're really focusing on good nutrition and where your food comes from, and the importance of that.
The food grown in this garden is donated to a local food bank, not only providing valuable education about growing your own food, but giving back to the community. I'm Tammy Arender for Texas Agriculture Matters.
Hey folks, today it's my pleasure to have Christy McNeely joining us. Now, Christy is president of the board of the Agriculture Museum and Arts Center. Christy, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start out by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got in this position.
Sure. Well, I grew up on a farm in Fremont, Michigan, and my father was an agriculture teacher and an FFA advisor for 28 years. So in growing up on that farm, we raised vegetables and hogs, and I rode my pony every day. You know, we had the fair. So I was always interested in agriculture.
Well, that's great. Who's an ag teacher?
Yes.
I was an ag teacher. I can relate to that.
Sure.
How big a role do you believe the museum plays in telling our message that agriculture matters?
Well, it plays a large role because the children of today, they really don't know where their food comes from.
They don't.
They go to the grocery store and they see everything on the shelves. But what our museum does is it shows how the food is grown, what tools were used, and I think that's really important for kids today.
So it's not just the heritage, the antique stuff. You kind of get them up to modern day practices?
Well, it's more the historic technology that we show.
Okay. So I'm curious. I haven't, toured your facility. First off, tell our viewers where it's located.
We are in Boerne, Texas, so we're in the hill country. It's just northwest of San Antonio.
Okay, all right. So the hill country. That's beautiful country down there.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
There's lots of rock.
So I've got to get down there and see it. Tell us, what are some of the more rare items or unusual items that you might see that we normally don't see every day?
Right. Well, we have a little of everything. One of my favorite things is a 100-year-old corn sheller. It's actually more than 100 years old. It's from 1900, but it's huge, and it's in our big red barn. And we also have a large threshing machine from the 1800s. We have lots of antique tractors, and we have a blacksmith shop that's working every Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
A real working blacksmith shop?
Yeah. And we also have a wood shop, a pioneer house, and we have an educational building that we have art classes in.
Okay.
And you might wonder why we have art classes in an agriculture building.
Sure.
But we partnered with the Hill Country Council for the Arts in 2018. So it's bringing a broad array of all kinds of classes to our facility.
Well, that's great. Now, the threshing machine, is that horse-drawn or stationary?
It is made to work off a tractor with a pulley system.
Yeah, so it's stationary. Yeah, you bring the harvest to it. Okay.
Right.
Well, tell us more about these educational programs that y'all offer there.
Sure.
And how does that work?
Yeah. Well, the art classes happen every week, And we also have chuck wagon Dutch oven cooking classes.
Really? Oh, wow.
During the year. And then our blacksmith holds blacksmithing classes during the year as well.
So Dutch oven, blacksmithing, anything else?
Well, we have bluegrass music twice a month.
Oh, man, you're killing me.
Yeah, and if you're a beginning bluegrass player, during the month we'll have a special session so you can get caught up on, the songs that are played and the tunes.
That's great. Hey, folks, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with Christy McNeely right here on Texas Agriculture Matters. Well, welcome back to Texas Agriculture Matters. I'm your host, Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller. Let's continue our talk with Christy McNeely and the Agriculture Museum and Arts Center. How do you engage with the local community? How do you get them involved?
Well, we have a lot of events during the year. We have in the fall we have the Beer Fest. And so it brings about 2,000 people to our facility.
Oh, a lot of Germans down in the hill country,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And it's just, fun event with music, and we bring artists out there. We'll have 25 to 50 artists at the Beer Fest.
Wow.
And so that's a fun day.
So y'all got a lot going on. How do you man all this? Do you have volunteers, paid staff? Tell us how you make it all happen.
And I'm a small business owner. I invented a urethane horseshoe back in 1999. So besides my volunteer work at the museum, I'm an artist and I do my own work from home. So everyone involved with our facility is a volunteer.
Now, do you have exhibits that come in and out? Are they static all the time? Nothing changes, and who decides all that? And who runs that?
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much static. But this year we just got a huge donation from two separate individuals, and they are antique toy tractors, and we have over 500 of them now. So things like that, with addition of different things coming and up every time, there's always something new to see when you come out there.
Oh, well, I got to come see this place. So is there an admission price, or is it by donation?
It's by donation, so it's free to get in, but we run solely on donations and sponsorships. Okay. So we're always looking for partnering with different businesses in the community to help us keep our doors open.
Can you accommodate like school buses or tour buses?
Yep, and that would be under a special tour. They can contact us at our website. It's theagricultural.org, and they'll call me if they call that phone number on the website.
Can you repeat that website and phone number for us?
It's theagricultural.org, and the phone number is 210-445-1080.
Okay, well, great. Are you open year-round, or is it seasonal? Or
we're open year-round, and it's currently open on Saturdays from 10 to 4 p.m.
Okay, so just Saturdays.
Just Saturdays.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. Now, if we could be open more, we would like to get some docents to help us out at the museum, and that's what we would like to reach out to individuals that would like to volunteer out there.
Okay. Last question. Mm-hmm. What do you think Texas Agriculture Matters?
Well, I think Texas is so big with all the regions. You have everything from the coast, where you have shrimp or seafood, and then you have the cattle, you have the cotton. It's one of the largest producing agricultural states, not only in the USA, but in the world.
Yeah, we have the Rio Grande Valley with citrus, and you got East Texas with timber. We're very, very vast. Chrissy, thanks for being with us today and,
Thank you so
and telling us
much.
about your center. Thank you very much. Hey, folks, let's take a look at another one of our great Go Texan partners. For over 20 years, the Texas Department of Agriculture's Go Texan program has helped promote products made right here in the Lone Star State. From boots to salsa, Go Texan members make the best stuff on earth. Now, friends, let's take a look at one of these fine Texas businesses and why they are Go Texan proud.
You're Texan every day.
For us, we had always eaten cheese. We would go visit cheese shops, and we felt like we wanted to have that experience here in New Braunfels, something that we enjoyed, and we felt with how much cheese we ate, we could manage a cheese shop. So we took a risk and opened our store. We started out really small with just a few things and have just kind of added to it every year, more and more things to make it a fun shopping experience. My name is Rachel Pineda. I own Otto's Cheese Shop with my husband, Bob, and we have owned it for about 3.5 years now. And we've been a part of the Go Texan program for a little over a year. I think since we opened the store in the beginning till now, we have definitely gained a good customer base. Part of what makes our shop work is that we really go off of customer feedback and we value their opinions. We really try to make it a welcoming environment for you to come in, try the cheeses, and not feel like you're lost. That will help guide you through what cheeses you're trying, where they're from, especially if you don't really have a lot of cheese knowledge. We want you to come in and feel comfortable and, walk away feeling like you've gone home with something that you want. You're going to be excited to share with friends and family, or, just eat by yourself on the couch. I had actually heard about the Go Texan program back in college when I worked with the AgriLife Extension program for my internship. I think the benefits we've received from Go Texan have actually been with our communication with Go Texan. We are very open. We have open line of communication with some of the people in the program to help us toss ideas out there to see what we can do to help promote Go Texan partners and Texan products in general. Texans are proud. We like being from Texas. We like showcasing what is Texas. So I think it's a natural extension of our shop to have things in here that are Texan as well. We're Texan, and we're proud of who we are. And we think that, those involved in Go Texan are surely proud of their things too and want to showcase that. Next for us, we are hoping to expand our space. We're looking for a bigger location. With that, we would be able to host events and classes and do more education components based around cheese and pairings like cheese and wine pairings or cheese and different food pairings to really showcase our products better and educate folks on the different styles of cheeses that we carry in our shop. Besides our brick and mortar shop, we do have an online store on our website. We ship out our cheese gift boxes and we ship out our book. We also ship out our monthly cheese club. So there's a couple different ways you can get cheese delivered to your door with shipping. And then we also have online order for picking up items in our store, such as our cheese boards and little grab and go things in the shop. Any other advice I would give to other business owners is just to keep that entrepreneurial spirit. With my husband and I, we are constantly finding new ways to gain momentum for our shop and for the products that we love. So we've done like a book on the Texas Cheese Trail and a documentary coming out. So we're always trying to find new and inventive ways to really showcase our store and ourselves of what we do out here, that we're here to educate folks on those products. So I'm Rachel Pineda with Otto's Cheese Shop, and we're Go Texan proud.
Well, neighbors, thank you for joining us for another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters. Hey, I hope you're enjoying learning more about the Texas Agriculture Education Heritage Center and the Agriculture Museums and Arts Center. These are important. These centers are a living celebration of everything that makes Texas agriculture special. As always, I'd like to close by saying thanks to every Texas farmer and rancher who works from sunrise to sunset and keeps our rural heritage alive. Finally, here's today's cowboy logic. Don't let people who aren't going anywhere take them with you. Thank you and God bless you. Remember, friends, Texas agriculture matters.
From the salty Gulf Coast to the rolling high plains, to the piney woods in the east, all across our dear Texas, folks need good food to eat. Our farmers and ranchers are heroes. They've always made Texas great. Texas agriculture matters. It's the heart of the Lone Star State. Oh, Texas got it all, y'all.